Hello guys, what's up? I'm back at it again. It's being obviously my bullshit. Okay, here's the thing. You guys, before, ain't nobody saw what, you know what I mean. Nobody, well, as far as this year's is concerned, has seen what my end result actually looks like. So this is what the end result actually looks like when it ends up doing what it's supposed to do. And let's cut straight to the shit. So last time we figured it out. We figured out that if for some reason the AI, is traveling down the queue, trying to fill up all of the things, all of the little grids, and it runs into an end, right? It's supposed to backtrack and choose another pathway. However, if it chooses a pathway that ends up being like a edge thing, then it can't choose that because there's already an end. And what happens is it just goes on and doesn't do anything. But what we actually wanted to do is check if it's an edge case. If it's an edge case, then we wanted to find a different direction. So this is kind of what we're looking at. If up is chosen, right, for example, and if it's not an exit, and right, so if this thing is visited, then we pick coordinates again or go on, but this time it's always going to be visited. Okay, so if it's visited, right, it's always going to be visited if the option is. But if the option is an edge case, right? So if it's not, shit. Okay, come on fam, help me out. So if it's not an edge case, then it goes on to here. Right? Which is fine and dandy. If it is an edge case, if it's not an edge case, it just does this, it's all fine and dandy, blah, blah, blah. If it is an edge case, so we already have it right here. So if the end is found, if the end is not found, then it's the end. But if the end is found, what we want to do, if it's not the end, what we want to do is go ahead and, so what it does right now is it does nothing. Right? But we don't need it to do nothing. We needed to update currents. We needed to choose a new direction. So for it to choose a new direction, we need to return out of pick next block, and then where is after pick next block? So the end is always false in here. What the fuck is going on? Who made this stupid program? Okay, so we have a direction, and direction's gonna be, what's the end? The end is always false, and the end is found. So it's not the end if we pick the next block. It's not supposed to be the end. If it's the end, then the maze is finished. If we pick next block, it's not supposed to be the end, right? So I don't know why I put this here. Maybe it turns out to be the end somewhere along here. But anyway, the end is found, right? So if the end is found, what we need to do is we just need to return end, which is if there are unvisited blocks. So we get returned, and when we return, what the fuck? Okay, yeah, right. So when we return, this is, what is it called? Pick next block? Pick next, where is it? Well, it's not the end. Right, okay, so it's not the end. Then the end gets returned if the end is false. Wait a second. It should just go on, but instead what's happening here is that the end is false. And then check visited blocks. Let's see, maybe check visited blocks is just backwards. So check visited blocks is supposed to return false if it's not the end. So, okay, for some reason, right, it's going through and it's like, let's go back. For some reason, it's going through and it's like blah, 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 let me change the block, blah, blah, blah. And then it just, and when it's the edge case, right, it just goes here. And it's like, oh wait, there are more visited blocks. So if there are more visited blocks, I'm just gonna take this is the top. So if there's more visited blocks, okay, so if this one's false, then this one's gonna be true. If end is false, right, so if there are more visited blocks, then it's just gonna go ahead and open the top. But we need, somebody texted me. Okay, my friend texted me. Anyway, it's actually related to this video editing software that I'm gonna attempt to use. I'll see what's on it, because before I used it to make GIFs, which, I mean, it worked. I just used it for cutting though. I used Photoshop and a GIF maker to make GIFs before. Sandra Sides, by the way. Ooh, aren't you guys excited? This is the point where the bloopers after the Intrusive Thoughts video just came out, and the Frozen video. And at the end, they had this teaser for the next episode, and I'm so excited. So, I can't wait. I think Thomas said that it's gonna be out within this month. I think he said somewhere that hopefully it's gonna be out before April the 13th. So I'm excited because I love Sandra Sides. It's my current, like, focus of fandom, kind of. I think before that was Ava's Demon, actually. It was just funny because this whole project, like the series of projects, is sort of based on Ava's Demon, but very, very, very loosely. Like, if I told you this is based on Ava's Demon, you're gonna be like, you're gonna fucking Glock me for it. Okay, anyway, so if this is true, okay, we need to make sure that there are no visited blocks, and so that there are visited blocks, and that if an end is found, then to not create an end. Let's see if this is right. Let me just change it and everything else. We'll see how it goes. Knowing me, I'm probably like fucking everything up, because I think I had it as and before and something didn't work. So let's see how it goes. Also, because it's JavaScript, I hope I'm using the correct number of symbols, because okay, so like in Python or whatever, and the different ones, in the different languages, they're all bullshit. Like, one has to have like one symbol, one doesn't even use symbols and uses the actual word and, another one is like some bullshit, programming, right? What can I tell you? Okay, so I changed the thing. Let's go on. Let me just set up my notebook here. I wish you guys could see it, but I don't have like a whiteboard or anything, and honestly, I'm not presentable. So let me set it up. I'm writing this in my ideas notebook, which is a tool that helped a lot for me to like just put my ideas down and whatever. So okay, number 1, let's start this over again. I'm like using the most inefficient way to write this down, but okay, so the first one is gonna be in 01, and the thing that's open is top, right, bottom. So the bottom is going to be open. Okay, it would help if I actually knew how to draw an arrow for once in my life. Okay, let's move on to number 2, right? So in number 2, let's see where this goes. Number 2 is this one. I have an in over here at 1, 0. 01, and then it goes to 0, 0, and the bottom opens up. And these are visited, so that's fine. So So now let's go on to 3 and see what happens. So we have this one, and then it goes up here. Why do you keep doing that? Oh my god. I'm dying. Anyway, thanks for caring, guys. I'm kidding. I don't care if you guys care. Okay. Number 3. So this is the whole thing. So 0, 0 only has a bottom and 5. Right? 1, 0 only has 5 and 3. That makes sense. Then 1, 0 is unvisited, and 1, 1 is unvisited. Okay, but I think like something popped. So let's go to number 4 and fill this out here. I mean, actually, I lied. I do have a whiteboard, but I don't have a good camera setup. I mean, the best that I can show you is something really shaky and super poorly lit. So 1, 1 is popped, and now 1, 1 didn't really change. So, okay, let's go back to the 5th print here. I have a feeling that all of these got visited, but I don't know. But I see this whole time I've been trying to find this current block is undefined error, and I think I know where it should be, but at the same time I kind of don't want to know where it is, if that makes sense. So anyway, the bottom is open. Now this one's visited, and then number 6 is left. So left is an out. So that's what number 4 and number 3 were all about. They're just, I just have so many printlins that it just like visited those places, visited those printlins, and in that order, and because it found an exit. It's not exactly planned, but it's more information is better than less information, right, guys? Especially when you're debugging. Okay, so it's the end, right? So just as I found here, it's the end. I found an end on a left. Now let's go. Actually, I'm not going to go to next page. I'm going to try to conserve my paper here because I still have to review these notebooks. Long story short, I just decided to undertake this giant, responsibility, sort of, but in the long run, it kind of gave me a really useful tool for my thoughts and shit and things like that. I can keep track of shit, when you're feeling really overwhelmed. Okay, so number 6 is looking pretty much the same. Let me just make sure. So 0, 1 is like that. These two are unvisited. So these are the unvisited blocks. So what is popped? So now because 0, 0 was an end, right? It is going back in the queue to find a way to get out. So now I'm gonna draw number 7 right here, and then we'll see what happens. This is kind of exciting because this is one of the longer ones, and it kind of like takes you sort of like on an adventure, like, oh, I'm the Maze Maker AI, let's see what I do next. Actually, what should have happened is, instead of, so like, you see how 00 is popped, but when 00 is popped, it doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't visit it again. Maybe after an end is found, we need to add that same block to maze queue again so it can be revisited. Right? Do you guys follow what I'm saying? Maybe a little bit? Anyway, so let's see. So this is popped. Okay, so now we're back onto 01, which we shouldn't have actually. When we find an end, let me just put it so... Let me just put it so the same block gets added to the maze queue again at, like, it's the end left or whatever, the same block. So let's see. So let's go here, this one, so contents in return, and okay. So let's see where we're at right now. So this is as it should be. Actually, this isn't exactly as it should be. But what I want to do is I wanted to keep entering maze queue and not leave until there are no possible adjacent blocks for it to go. So there might be unvisited blocks in a different part of the maze, but if there are any adjacent blocks that could be touched, then I don't want it to actually exit maze queue. I don't want it to get popped. I want it to get entered. I think popping is a stack action, but I'm not really sure. I think it's a first in, last out. I think it's Philo. I think so. Okay, so anyway, we're checking this one, and this has 2 exits, this has 2 exits. That's fine. This one is still unvisited. And then it turns out that the end is, and it's the end, it chooses down. So, because it chooses down, and it's visited, I'm not sure why it did that. It shouldn't go on. Well, I mean, it chooses down, but what was popped is that, and then this is popped and it's undefined. So the first problem, oh whoops, hello guys. So the first problem of this is that the end is found. Somebody texted me? Why didn't you make a tone? Tone? Has it been like more than 10 minutes? Has it been like 24 minutes? I put my timer on for 10 minutes, but instead of putting it, what? Oh, it got clicked on as pause. I knew this was going on way too long. Okay, thanks for sticking with me, guys. Our next step is gonna be to deal with this block and put the maze queue back into, actually put the block back into the maze queue right around here. Okay, so I'm gonna end this video, go edit it and post it real quick. Thanks guys, bye.